MotoVagabondNate does the Florida Adventure Trail, Day 1 and 2.
It's your host with the most, MotoVagabondNate, back with you for another sizzling adventure in the soggy South. We got the Florida Adventure Trail coming up this time. Again, I'll be on a 2019 BMW G310GS, old adventure bike. And surprises for us this time is another guest rider, Dave, on a BMW. Oh no, wait a second. What is that? It's orange. Oh, KTM 390 Adventure. Roar. So we're gonna see what that thing's got for us this trip as we take off and leave the beautiful state of Georgia and get back into Florida, Jennings, at the start of the Florida Adventure Trail. All right, here we go. Our first step into Florida. We're gonna start at Jennings and see where it leads us for our first campsite. We'll probably only get 40 miles in maybe today, but that's okay. We'll wake up fresh tomorrow, ready to rock. We're in Jennings. Downtown Jennings, Florida. How appropriate of a way to start our day and our trip. We're gonna pull over at the gas station, top off with fuel. I'll keep you up to date with what our costs are for fuel and food and water and entertainment, adjustment services, all that happy jazz.
I pre-purchased my MREs and picked up some snacks and gas in Jennings.
3.4 miles into the trip and we are dropping our temperature dramatically. We were 98 degrees most of the ride to the starting point, and it's been dropping consistently from 94 down to 89. We're at 91 down to 80 feet of elevation. So we're dropping elevation, we're dropping temperature. Get our first little section of dirt. We're gonna kick it nice and easy, get everybody acclimated. Try not to have any silliness going on because we're still in rush mode and city mode, and we need to relax and step it back into adventure mode. There's gonna be no problems at all. Right, so we're right here. That red line goes into the gate. There's a gate. It says posted, so we gotta do a quick loop around right here. That's our first little detour. So I hope I don't run into what I did with the Panhandle Adventure Tour with lots of back roads being gated or flooded and all that happy jazz. Onward and forward we go. So this section we found is actually the Panhandle Adventure Trail backwards. And it's the sandy, deep sandy section that the further we go up this, the deeper it's gonna get. Up the hill into dang deep sand. Yeah, man, you jumped all the way up into the sandy sand. The sandiest of the sandy. All right, you ready? All right. It's not the smartest thing, but yeah. Stupider?
Stronger, much younger.
All right. It's a deep, deep hole, huh? This thing is a struggle, man. I'm having a hard time not burying it every time you stop. 89 degrees, 158 feet elevation. This is so challenging. But that's what we like. We came out here for this. Gotta be relaxed. Oh my God. I can't get it going. I can't get it going. I can't believe I'm recording myself doing this. I can't get on the bike. There we go. I'm on the bike. I'm on the bike. Oh my God. Oh, he might not get up for this one.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is getting deep, man. This is not like it was last time. This is definitely the road that other people were quitting on, I bet.
Had to take a moment to remove some factory components whose build quality did not meet our adventure's demands.
All right, this is a son of a gun. All right, man. Oh yeah. Found a little area over here with some picnic tables. I think I'm gonna camp over here and yeah, right here. Nice. My sixth sense of riding camping spots kicked in. We found this amazing, luxurious spot that's gonna have shelter for us, so I don't have to put my canopy up. Hopefully keep me a little bit cooler. You know the rules of the game. Get yourself stripped down out of the adventure gear as fast as possible. In these conditions, you want to get it off so it can dry and you can cool. I've pulled my camping bag out. So we've got ourselves hammocks set up in this luxury spot over here. But some of the best part is down here. Look at this. Oh, it's time for fishing.
No luck fishing. It'll be MRE for dinner tonight.
Little tonight's MRE selection. We've got Mexican chicken stew. And check this out, a little bit of that jalapeno cheese spread going on my cracker right here. Boom. This stuff is way better than I remember it. Pretty lucky find over here. Got here in just enough time to get set up, get some food going. Did 122 miles to get to the start, and then I think we only did probably 30-ish miles. I'll have to go look at the odometer in a moment. It was sandy. It was part of the P-H-A-T backwards, and I remember it being really sandy then, and that was after the rainstorm. So this one was intense. But we made it. We had a few little pickup sessions. That's where we learn, get stronger, and make sure that our gear works. I always like to end the videos with a little bit of that nature sound.
Well, thank God for rednecks, because we needed an alarm. A guy just came down here in a big truck doing donuts. Got a little dust bath, and that means one less bath in the morning.
Yep, so this is where that little flapper truck came in around 2 o'clock last night. Got a nice little donut, and then came around for a bigger donut. Got a big old sandstorm, but I couldn't get my camera out in time. But it's time to take the chair down, do a little fishing, take a shower, use the bathroom, all the happy jazz that you would need in life. It's gonna be refreshing. I waited all night for that time that it would just be, I don't know, comfortable, cool, nice 4 o'clock in the morning cooling. It never happened. We got a little bit of wind and it made it feel better, but I'm sticky. So, fresh clothes every day. It's the only way. Ugh, that's some dark, dark water. Oh my God, just hold it in your hands, it looks dark and nasty. Well, let's warm up. Okay, see if we can catch this morning.
I found this feather that stayed with me the whole trip.
We got the toolkit out. There's always some roadside repairs. You can't leave without some duct tape, because it makes everything all better. It's 8:30, all packed up. Time to put the gear on and head southeast. So Osceola Forest is coming up next. That'd be a good time. I remember that place because that's where I got stuck in a mud hole 2 months ago. So that was wet. Hopefully it's a lot more dry this time. I'll see if I can skate through. If not, I do have the route around it because I had to find it last time. Heading out towards Lake City. See you in the dirt. Heading out of the campsite, back into the thick of it for a little bit. And then we're gonna get on CR6, then 441. That leads us back into some more manicured, hopefully, woods. Figured it's time for a little status update. So we're sitting at 82 degrees. It was about 77 when we woke up at 7:15 when I woke up. And we are 2 miles down the trail. 164 foot in elevation. So we are on the climb. It's thick, but it's not that bad. I'm sure it's been worse. 8:40 in the morning. This just takes concentration. Now I can feel washboard underneath of it, so it can't be that thick. CR6. 441. Getting off Glory Lane and heading on to Needmore Road. Woo! So we came up upon our first little water crossing. Looks tiny enough. Smells horrible. Looks easily passable. Oh yeah, nice. Look how easy. Nice and easy. We've been getting into a lot of water holes that are dried up, making some nice whoops. A lot of wildlife, a lot of birds out here. Just a little bit more slippery and challenging in places. But that's what all this is about. Adventure riding. Now we're entering familiar territory in the Osceola National Forest. The section I got stuck in on the Panhandle Adventure Trail. So just made it through this section over here, which was where I got stuck in the mud holes last time on the PHAT, and it was a good experience seeing what it looked like and what I was tackling when it was dry. We made it past that. This road was invisible. I could not find that road. It was like just a swamp. We could head straight and end up back on 441 and head straight into Lake City, but we're gonna take the more adventurous route down this direction and see what lies on the crooked path. Well, this is nice. I think it's 213 that we're on right now. Nice and covered with pine needles. Got some good potholes, some washboard, some giant sand pits where it usually collects water, or it's been filled with sand to cover water holes. But it's nice. We're gonna pop out onto 212. Trail's getting a little bit thicker, getting a little bit more potholes, a lot more log crossings, little water puddles, bigger divots where people have gotten stuck. I bet this road had to have been an impassable when wet road when wet. Yikes! Bottomed out the suspension. So that's what scares me on these roads. You can't keep a good clip because all of a sudden, boop, boop, it completely takes everything you have from you. Front and then rear. Had to take an unexpected mandatory stop. Found some scat. Had a little snake run across me right there. And all these beautiful purple flowers. Had to stop for a little log crossing. This thing's pretty thick. Not down here, but over there. Just the ends of our little displacement motorcycles bottom ends. So it's almost 2 hours and we've got about 40. It's gonna be a thick, sinky section. Oh. But we've got about 40 miles. This is nice. I'm glad I didn't come through here after a bunch of rain. Wow, half of these roads would be impassable. And sand is so soft. Now I know how I sank into it so easily last trip. But we're sitting at 149 feet elevation. It's 89 degrees, which is excellent. We have gone 39 miles and that's just about 2 hours. So we're gonna hit back into this main section of Forest Road, and that'll put us out on a little faster pace, because right now if we're doing 20 miles an hour, that's 10 hours of go time on the bike. I think with some of these quicker roads we cut it down to 9. Started at 8:30, so we'll probably be done around what, 6:30ish, if that's decent math. 6, because we're gonna stop for lunch. I always have the Cena off when something happens. I ended up upside down finally. That was fun. Too much of every condition all at one time. Woo-ha! Alright, some fast section. So we got a fast section with 55-mile-an-hour speeds cruising down this nice little dirt road. Now we can make up some time. There we go, now we're having fun. Still only 88 degrees, this is gonna be an amazing good day. Never seen this before, but it was two dead water moccasins next to each other. Someone must have been out squishing some snakeheads. See if we can sneak our way up into this little honey hole place to have a rest. This is decent. Wow. Clear water. We took this opportunity to clean our dirty faces, eat some snacks, and cool down. All right. You gotta use your cooling towel. We got a good opportunity. Woo. Keep clean, dry, fresh. Time to jump back on our motorbikes and explore more of Osceola National Forest. We just got on the other side of 10 and noticed a couple camper vans out there, and there's a lot of waste disposals and campsites available, it looks like, so that's a destination for future trips. Had to jump off a possum trot and get onto Elijah Dobson here, because that was 3 more miles of pure thick sugar sand, and this is 1.2 miles of a little bit more easygoing sand pits here. So we're gonna get over, I think it was 231 is our objective, so we can get into Turner City or Turner Lake, something to that nature here, right up the road. 66 miles is all we've gone so far today in 4 hours. That's 15 miles an hour. We took a nice long break back there for the last 40 minutes though, due to heat. It's hot. You gotta take breaks. This is challenging. Just keep going. And this is thinner than it was over on the other side of Possum Trot. Oh my God, that was just deep. Then we slid into Lake Butler for a little grub and some fuel. They got a deli. Picked up lunch at IGA for $5.22. Topped off the fuel for a few bucks, and we were back on our way. We're up at 130 feet of elevation, just jumping off the 301 and 26 area. We got 138 miles, so it's today's 100-mile check-in. It gets up to 96 degrees in temperature, and we're gonna finally find some dirt after spending the last 38 miles on pavement, which wasn't that bad to catch up some miles for the day. But it'd be good to be back in the dirt and in the shade, keeping it about 34 mile an hour average speed. All right, things have got a little bit more complicated because I've lost power to my navigator. So if my navigator's not working, I do have an auxiliary power going to the port in the back, but it makes it where it thinks it's connected to the computer and it goes dark, so it's extremely hard to see. But we're on 234. we're hauling tail. Once we got all that super thick, horrendous sand, we got a lot of pavement going on, and it's just balanced things out nicely for the day.
Battery level is low.
This looks like an interesting section of trail right here. We've got 346 is what we were on. We crossed 325 and got into dirt at that intersection. Coming down to the river just to cool down our cooling towels, put it on our heads, and there's people down here finding shark's teeth. So they just started coming down in the middle of the river and thought they would find some shark's teeth, and by God they did. There are adventurers up here doing the adventure trail. No navigation was due to no power supply because of a toggle switch, and I'm going to just, instead of taking the bodywork all the way apart, I'm going to run this lead right here down to the positive terminal bypassing the switch and get this thing powered up so we got good visibility to get somewhere in the next 2 hours. Nicked that problem in the butt. Got some charging going on, so we're back in business, back down the trail. And it wasn't much further down the road that we found Rodman Campground. They were closed when we arrived, but a little sweet talking on the phone got us the access code. Sweet little spot that, even though it's after hours, they let us in. We got all kinds of hammock potential in here. Picnic table, privacy, the only people in the lot. What do you think about that? Nice. So it's about 5:50, almost 6 o'clock. We did just over 200 miles, 212 miles or something. I'll look it up in a second. But that's total us from yesterday and today. So we did 178, 180 miles. Gonna set up camp over here. I'm gonna go up here and take a shower. Get all the sweat off. Now that the sun has finally gone down, we got in early today so that we can get ourselves a little extra rest. Because I feel like tomorrow's gonna be a big day. We're gonna knock out a lot of miles, get around the curve, put ourselves right on time. Showers were nice and clean. And then you can come out and see if you can catch an alligator, evidently. We're pretty close to Lake George, which I think has the second largest population of alligators in the state of Florida. Looks like they have gators, fish, and manatees. I don't think I'm gonna see anything right now. But it's a pretty nice little spot to hang out and lounge at. They even had a nice fire pit area where you could sit back and listen to the red-shouldered hawks. Finally got a little time to go fishing. My buddy over here, a little alligator's trying to run off all the bass, I guess. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Got hawks out there calling, and gators over here strolling, and me fishing, and there's bass biting. It's a good evening. Sun setting over in the distance. This guy's definitely not scared. Coming in, checking it out. You can't see how close he really is. There's my toes, and there he goes. I spent the rest of the evening watching the sunset with my new alligator friend. And before you know it, it was time to snuggle into the hammock, listen to the rain, and enjoy the light show. Stay tuned for days 3 and 4 of the Florida Adventure Trail with MotoVagabondNate.